Here is the one thing nobody is talking about when it comes to women's health. When it comes to women's health, we are not talking about strength training, but more specifically, before you click off my video, your grip strength. Hey there, it is your favorite nurse yogi, Lesline. And if this is your first time clicking on my pretty face, thank you. Make sure you subscribe down below and let's get into why you as a woman, specifically a woman between the ages of 25 to 35, need to be focusing on grip strength to prevent you from getting diseases such as osteoporosis, osteoporosis is the main one, fracturing your bones, breaking your bones. If you have weak bones, you most likely also have weak grip strength. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you exercises that you can do, and let's get into it. Oh, also, if you're like, who the hell are you? Why are you qualified to talk about this? I am a registered nurse with 12 years of healthcare experience, and I'm also a certified yoga instructor with 5 years of teaching experience. So in my clinic, clinically, I review charts all day, every day for a hospital, and the number one thing I see that patients are coming in for is our falls. People are falling, specifically women. Women are falling, y'all. And they are falling to the point that they are fracturing, breaking their hip, to the point they gotta get a hip replacement. You got to be in the hospital for an extended amount of time. And then after the hospital, you have to end up in a rehab facility to continue to get rehab, which that's technically after the fall. You are in the hospital from the nursing home for a good 3 months in totality, 90 days. That's a lot of money. And so with that experience of knowing all of that is why I have created these wellness videos for you, these educational wellness videos for you, because I want you to save your money, y'all. Okay, so grip strength in women is critical, and it's often overlooked marker of overall health, functional longevity, and muscle vitality. Because when you think of health, I would love to know, you can let me know in the comments below, or you could just reflect on this yourself, because I feel like people, when it comes to health, we have this negative connotation behind health for many reasons, right? And when you think health, you're like, oh, diet, exercise, I got to go hard every single day. And my whole philosophy is no, you do not have to go hard every single day, but you do need to at least do one thing every single day for your health. And that could be simply, I'm going to go to bed at 9 p.m. tonight so I can get me my 8 hours of sleep. You see what I'm saying? It don't gotta be a whole ta-da. It don't gotta be a whole ta-da. So back to grip strength though. So with grip strength, we want to be, why grip strength matters for women, longevity and health. Stronger grip is associated with lower mortality risk and better cardiovascular health in women. What does that mean? It's just a fancy word to say when you have a better grip strength, you're decreasing your chances of developing stroke. Precursor to stroke, though, is high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure or you have somebody in your close family, what does that mean? Your mom, your grandma, an aunt, like an actual blood aunt that has high blood pressure, you need to be doing strength training to decrease the chances of you developing high blood pressure. Because what happens with not treating your blood pressure or managing your high blood pressure, and I just made a post about this today. If you are not managing your high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, when I say if you are not managing your hypertension, what I'm meaning is this. You went to the doctor to get a physical. The doctor says you have high blood pressure. You need to take this medication. And you say, no, I'm going to go the natural way. I'm going to make sure I eat my fruits and vegetables. I'm going to walk. I'm going to do all of these things. Spoiler alert, you don't do any of those things. Next year comes, you go back to the doctor. Doctor says, you have high blood pressure. I got it, doctor. I'll make sure I diet and exercise. Okay. Next year comes. God forbid, the next year doesn't actually come. You end up in the hospital. You go straight to the emergency room because you have a pounding headache that you just don't know where it came from. Whole time. 2 years ago, 2+ years ago, your doctor told you that you had high blood pressure, and you told doctor, see, this is the part people we don't want to talk about. You told doctor that you were going to eat your nutritious foods, you were going to exercise, you're going to sleep, blase. But life lifed, right? Life lifed. And on this side of the internet, I don't hold your hand because I don't know if you'd be washing your hands, but I give you tough love because I've seen this happen. How does this also look? You had the same scenario, right? You go to your doctor once a year. You know, you do that. You got that going for you. I love that for you. Doctors say you got high blood pressure, right? And you know, you've been having these headaches here and there, but it's only when job is really stressful, right? You find the love of your life. You end up becoming pregnant. Oh my God, it's amazing. Next thing you know, the OBGYN tell you got gestational high blood pressure. It's just a fancy way to say now you got high blood pressure because you're pregnant, which makes sense because pregnancy, it just puts everything into overdrive. So everything you were trying to ignore before you became pregnant is highlighted. It is highlighted, bolded, underlined when you become pregnant. You say, all right, doctor, all right. No, you got to take this seriously, so-and-so. You got to take this seriously, Jane, because we don't want the baby to come out prematurely. So I need you to take this blood pressure medicine, the same medicine that you didn't want to take because you said you were going to go the natural way. I need you to take this medicine because if you do not take this medicine, you're going to have this baby early. And if you have this baby early, this baby is going to have complications such as cognitive development issues, such as bowel issues where they're going to have a feeding tube. You're like, all right, doctor, all right. You still don't take the blood pressure medicine. You still don't take it, right? Then here come we in the third trimester of you about to give birth. But no, you're getting into third trimester. Next thing you know, one piece of your foot swell up, your whole body swell up, pounding headache. You end up admitting you're going to the hospital. You preeclamptic. Preeclampsia is very common, especially in Black women. You got preeclampsia. You don't know how this happened. Are you following the story? Are you following the story? So you have this preeclampsia. Now you on bed rest. You can't even leave the people hospital because you ain't listen. You ain't listen 3, 4, 5 years ago when you were just at your regular appointment before your child was a twinkle in your eye. You didn't want to listen. So now you laid up in them people hospital, laid up, can't move, can't even get up by yourself because any bit of pressure that you now put on your body is in overdrive. It cannot handle. You are at risk for rupturing a vessel in your brain, which is stroke. You are at risk of stroking out and you're not even 40 years old. These are the things we don't talk enough about. We live in a really stressful world. We do. And as I'm recording, it is May 14th, 2026. It's my 90. Oh my gosh, guys. Is it my 99? I'm still going to yell at you. Hold on, though. It is my 99th day out of 100 days of recording for YouTube. And I know the life we live right now is really stressful. And I know it feels like you're out of control and you probably feel out of control because you are similar to that case study, if you will, that I just gave you, right? And with that being said, sorry, y'all, this is real life. I can't. With that being said, I need you, I implore you to take your health seriously the first time. Because it's rarely ever the case. Yes, there are scenarios where somebody is like healthy and they did everything they were supposed to. Yes, and I'm not talking about that because the majority of people, they got warning signs, if that be from the doctor, if that be from your own body, but you chose to ignore it. And then now after pregnancy, you're like, oh my gosh, my body's never been. But if you took care of yourself prior, if you planned the pregnancy, right? And I know a lot of the times we ain't planning our pregnancies, but you need to take care of yourself. So let's get back to strength training, because that's what the hook was about, the grip strength, because I don't hear people talking about grip strength enough. So we already discussed that the first reason grip strength matters for women is for longevity and health. Longevity is now becoming a very trending word. The girls are wanting to be living long lives, right? And longevity is all encompassing of your health. So if you are taking care of your health from a holistic approach, right, and from like a science approach to science and holistically, you are more likely going to live a long life. And one of the ways that you can extend your longevity, God willing, is by doing strength training, but specifically grip strength training. So another reason that women need to practice grip strength is for aging and function. It is essential for maintaining independence as it predicts functional capacity and helps prevent, look at this, falls and fractures. I already told you the number one thing I see in the hospital that I'm currently reviewing as a nurse, falls. Fractures. That's what I see every single day. I review like 25 cases a day, and like half, I'm going to start tallying it up, but a lot of the majority of the cases are falls and fractures. Also, grip strength matters. This is the last reason, and then we'll get into what you can do, because you're like, girl, okay, you scared me. Like, can you tell me what I need to do? I got you. Just stay till the end, please and thank you. The last thing is grip strength matters for women because of menopause. Women lose grip strength faster post-menopause, making targeted training crucial during this time. So after you no longer have a period, because your period is so essential. I actually did a whole video on you understanding your period and that it's a cyclical experience, if you will. Your period is not just the bleeding. Your period is everything that leads up to that, right? So your luteal phase, your ovulation phase, your follicular phase, all happen before your menstrual. Your menstrual is the final ta-da, it's the final you're not pregnant, because that's what your menstrual cycle is, preparing your body to have a baby. Okay, so if you're not going to have a baby, so with that being said, when it's preparing your body, so there's 4 phases. I just said that this is not in the order: follicular, ovulatory, luteal, and menstrual, which is the bleeding. This is all hormonal process, right? In order for each of those steps to happen in the menstrual cycle, there are certain hormones that are given off. So like there's the luteinizing hormone, there is estrogen, progesterone, all of these hormones that get fired off when you are even like before you're menstruating to get prepared for a baby. And so you have all these lovely hormones that float through your body to prepare for the baby constantly. It just depends which cycle, which stage you are in your menstrual cycle. And so once you stop having a period, things like estrogen, progesterone, they tank, right? And these type of hormones are actually tied to your bone health, to your bone density, right? And so if that's all the reason more, wow, that was a lot of words in there. That's the main reason that women that are menopausal need to strength train, because your bone will weaken, is going to weaken, because you no longer are naturally releasing things such as the estrogen and the progesterone that helps with the bone health. And I mentioned this before in another video. The reason, because you're like, wait, am I strength training to strengthen my bones? No, you're strength training to strengthen. And, I might correct myself in a later video, but you're strengthening your muscle around the bone. Okay. So you think about it like this: chicken, right? If you eat chicken, if you don't eat chicken, you still know how a chicken wing is. Okay. That all that fat, the meat that you eat on the chicken is the muscle, right? And it takes a while, depending on how thick, the chicken is, to get to that bone, right? That's how I want you to think of your body, right? If you build up a lot of muscle, then you are protecting what you have left of that bone, and you are less likely that, God forbid, you fall to break that bone, because you have protection from your strong muscles. We all have muscles. We all have muscles. No matter your body type, you have muscles. Repeat after me. I have muscles. I am strong. I am getting stronger and stronger each and every day. I love to exercise. I know how to pick up weights. I am getting more acquainted with the weights. Say those things, right? Because I know how it is. I'm skinny girl and it's like, I can barely pick up the 5 pound, right? Then do the 2 pound, right? But I need you to pick up a weight because I don't want you having osteoporosis. So the number one exercise that I do for both grip and strength training are pull-ups, specifically dead hangs. So I have, and I'm not going to edit, but you should be on my shorts as well. You should be following me over on shorts. This time last year, I was really focusing on my pull-ups, but I was starting with doing dead hangs. So dead hangs are simply hanging from a pull-up bar, not pulling yourself up, just hanging and trying your best. I think if you do over 2 minutes, that's like amazing. I've done like 90 seconds and that's like more than an average woman. So, but you build yourself up, right? So I've been working on my dead hangs since last year. I kind of fell off a little bit, but last year I was really getting serious about it because I was like, I really want to work on my upper body strength. I really want to do one pull-up, right? But before you do a pull-up, you have to dead hang. So that's like the number one thing I do when it comes to my grip strength. But prior to that, if you're like, girl, I can't do that, get you, and I'll leave it down below, a grip strength trainer. The bros use this. A lot of the stuff I'm telling you, the bros be doing, and they got some of the stuff right. I ain't gonna say it because, but they got some of it right when it comes to longevity. So before you do a dead hang, get you a grip strength. And I'm making this motion because it looks like pliers, pliers, like a tool. And you just squeeze it and you squeeze it because that's what happens as you age is things like opening up a jar become harder for you. Holding groceries. Like I try my best to think of things like that you're doing all the time, activities of daily living, bringing in groceries from your house. You notice, man, I can't really, you drop the grocery bag, right? You just dropsy. That's the patois, the Jamaican in me. But you're like, why am I so dropsy, right? You need to be doing grip strength training. So you do the grip strength training first. You can do that a couple times a day. You can do that sitting at your desk and just really get that strength, that grip down, right? After you do that over the course of a few weeks, then start dead hanging. After you start dead hanging, then you do where you just come up a little bit on the pull-up bar with your shoulders, right? And I have a short where I'm doing that. So that's where I'm at currently. Other ways you can improve your grip strength are farmer's carry. So this is just holding heavy dumbbells, one heavy dumbbell in each hand, and or kettlebell, and you're just walking. Literally like a farmer that carries things, okay? The next one, I already said it, dead hang. So we talked really in depth about that, hanging from a pull-up bar, hand grippers, okay? So like the Gaiam hand gripper, I'm going to link one down below for you to get. Weight training, compound exercises like deadlifts improve grip naturally because that's something I don't hear enough people talking about. Again, because I'm a skinny girl, is like, I also have skinny girl friends where it's like, I'm intimidated by the weights. Like, I can't hold that. And that's why I always say, just start with the 2 pound. Just hold it. And just see how you get on, right? And they even have like the wrist ones. So you can start with that. Tell me how this is random, but sometimes I make hair content. And I saw this girl, she has afro like me, and she... And it did get me to stop the scroll. She had her arm weights on her wrist, and she was doing her like detangling her whole afro with the wrist weights. I might try that. I was like, that's next level, because in like the curly, like in the afro world, people be like, I did arm day when I do my hair, because like it's just a lot of, detangling that you have to do, and your arm is like constantly up. So you're doing that's a lot of upper body. So she added to it. I was like, that's intense. Also, ways to improve grip strength. I already mentioned this, but daily activities such as heavy groceries, gardening, or using, or when you're even hand washing your dishes. That's a good point. So those are, I'm just looking at what I found online, and I simply just found this online and just sprinkled in my nurse knowledge. But grip strength is imperative for women's health. And I truly believe this is like the one thing we're not talking about enough. We all know what perimenopause is now, amazing. And we do now know about strength training, Peloton, their 2026. I'm a Peloton member, not sponsored anyway yet. Their shareholder letter was talking about how they're going to be giving more strength training classes. And so that's where I do my strength training. Like, so aside from my dead hangs, when I do a strength training class, I do it on Peloton and I love it. Highly recommend. They are great classes. I feel very supported even though it's virtual. So if you're just like, where do you do your stuff? Do you train people? I'm not certified as a personal trainer. I'm certified as a yoga instructor. So I help you at the end, because after you do an intense workout, if that be riding the bike, running, doing strength training, you need to stretch, because stretching will help you have a quicker recovery. And I know we all like overnight stuff. We all like quickness. So when you stretch, this will help your recovery come quicker so you can do more workouts for years and years to come. Because at the end of the day, it is all about longevity, right? So I'm going to let y'all go because we hit our 20 minutes. Tomorrow is the last day. I think it's really going to be the last day. We'll see how I feel, but I really think it is. And anyways, I'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye for now.